हेलो फ्रेंड, वेलकम टू चैनल एक्स मुस्लिम रिएक्शन। दोस्तों, आज इस मजेदार डिबेट में हम सुनने वाले के ईरान के मोमिन और साहिल एडम के बीच में जबरदस्त डिबेट, जिसमें ईरानियन मोमिन बता रहे कैसे वो इस्लाम से बहुत ही तंग आ गया है और इस्लाम तक को त्याग दिया है। तो आइए इस डिबेट को सुनते हैं और मिलते हैं वीडियो के लास्ट में।
Arabian savages didn't see any value in women. So Muhammad comes and says, "Oh, don't kill the women, but they are still not like men. They are second-class citizens, but don't kill them." So in a way, Muhammad might have been a
Can I
progressive
ask you
figure.
one question on this,
Yeah.
if you don't mind? So, this narrative that Arabs were bad people and they were killing the daughters, the female, this we get from the Muslims, right?
Yes.
So, we don't have any source outside Islam or from, people who are not Muslim,
Mhm.
the historians, that Arabs were killing female. So what do you think about this? How
Okay.
he
Look.
should accept this when we don't have anything outside of the Muslim sources?
Look. The thing is, because I'm Persian, and in Cyrus the great king of Persia, 2,500 years ago, he had a religion, Zoroastrianism. And even Arabs back then tried to attack Iran. But Cyrus the Great said, "I will never ever invade Saudi Arabia." Why? Because Saudi Arabians were famous for being savages. They were just desert savages that used to eat bugs, kill people. They had no morality. So, and Muhammad comes from them. Okay? So I'm saying only for those people in that desert, not in Persia, not in India, not in Europe, not in Africa. For those people, for those savages that existed in the desert, he might have been a good role model 1,400 years ago. And that is me being devil's advocate. And this is me trying to give him any credits. Okay? But then it's ridiculous to 1,400 years later say that guy that used to kill people, used to kill men, women, children, rape, have sex slaves, had multiple different wives, beat women, was a warmonger, is responsible for thousands of people killing, used to behead people himself. Somehow that person is a good role model. You are crazy. You are either crazy or you don't understand your own religion, or you've been brainwashed. Because look, a lot of Muslims, they are not bad people. They are just brainwashed. They were brainwashed as a child, as a kid, by their parents, by their school system, by their society. And ever since you're a kid, they say to you, if anyone comes and says, and Muhammad is not good or Islam is not good, they are kuffar. And you should resist that thinking. So they are programmed like this. Okay? So when someone like me comes and says Islam is not good, their immediate reaction is to, you know, push back. But if they actually think about their own religion and think about the life of Muhammad, any rational person wouldn't be a Muslim anymore. And I can only put that back to the fact that they are brainwashed as a kid and they haven't managed to unprogram themselves.
Okay. So what is your view on this book, which is claimed to be from the so-called true God, Allah, the
Yeah.
Quran? What is your view about that? Because Muslim claim that there is no book which can come closer to Quran, and
Well,
language wise it has scientific miracles and many things like that. So what do you think about that? What is your view about Quran, and what are the
so
problems you see in Quran?
So people that say Quran is a miraculous work of literature, they haven't read any other books. Because I can literally say another 1,000 books that are better works of literature compared to the Quran. And Nietzsche said a very interesting thing about this. He said, "Don't fear those that have many books in their homes. Fear those that have only one book and have never read it." And most Muslims, they haven't even read the Quran properly, let alone other books. So this idea that Quran is a miraculous work and it's a miracle, it's a nonsense. I can recommend another 100,000 books that are better works of literature. That's point number one. Point number two is that Muhammad was illiterate. So he couldn't have wrote Quran himself. And my suspicion is that either Khadija, the wife that he had, which was 15 years older than him, and Khadija was a very smart powerful, rich women that could speak 5 languages. And I think what happened was Khadija just translated most of the stories that came in the Bible, because the Quran is based on the Bible. 90% of the Quran is based on the Bible. And they translated the same stories into the Quran, and Muhammad just told her, add this, add that. And that became the Quran. And fundamentally, Quran was just a book just to make Muhammad's soldiers braver. So these soldiers could go to war and then think they can go to heaven and get 72 virgins. It was all a manipulation technique. It was all to strengthen his base and give him the belief to go and fight wars and die.
Okay, so don't you think there are scientific miracles in Quran as claimed by the Muslim speakers?
What scientific miracles? Give me one
Big
example.
Bang Theory, for example, Big Bang Theory in
Where
2130.
does it exactly say Big Bang Theory? It says exploded into life. It doesn't say Big Bang Theory. And look, and this is why I'm a spiritual person. Every single religion has got something right. And this is what I mean. Spirituality is just a perspective on God, right? Christianity has some parts right. And this is what I always say to people. You have to take religion metaphorically, not literally. There's a reason why these stories lasted thousands of years. Noah's Ark, Adam and Eve, Jonah and the whale, Yunus. My name Yunus is in the Quran.
Yeah.
Yeah. All these stories have metaphoric lessons. You can learn from them. Adam and Eve is about becoming conscious. Noah's Ark is about being prepared. Eunice is about taking responsibility. So you can look at all these stories and say, yes, there is some truths in them. But then again, there is some truths in Batman. You can watch Batman and say, oh, there's a truth in that. Every film you watch, of every book that you read, whether it's fiction or real, there is a message you can get from it, right? And that's the same with the Quran and the Bible and everything. And that's why I am against religion altogether. Okay? I believe that spirituality is your own connection to God, and you should be able to take lessons from everything and use your own consciousness and use your own mind. Being a good person is just having a clean heart. If you have a clean heart, you are a good person. But even if you are Muslim, you pray 5 times a day, you have a dirty heart, you are a bad person, and you will go to hell. That's what I believe. And people that are religious fundamentalists, whether it is Quran, whether it is Bible, these people are actually evil. These people haven't realized that spirituality is deeply personal, and they try to push their own religion onto other people, which is the wrong thing to do.
Okay. What do you think about the status of women in Islam?
They are second-class citizens.
How?
Well, give
Because
some.
because the
Yeah.
Muslims, they claim that Islam has given rights to women. They are the most respected in Islam. So how you
That's
can
not true.
say they are second citizen?
They, Islam only gave rights to women that were being killed in the Saudi Arabian desert, if they were being killed. And 1,000 years before that, Cyrus the Great had a wife, and he only had one wife, that used to run the country next to him. So this idea that Islam give rights to women is false, because there were women in Greek Cleopatra that used to run the Egyptian empire. She was a woman, and she came 2,000 years before Islam. So that's a powerful woman in history that came 2,000 years before. So how can you say Islam gave rights to women when there are women in history that came thousands of years before Islam, and they were running whole empires? Women were running empires before Islam. So how can you say Islam gave rights to women? That's a lie. Okay? And if and women are second-class citizens in Islam. A man can have as many wives as he wants. Women can't. Women is entitled to half the inheritance that men are entitled to. Women's eye testimony is worth half of that of a man. Men can beat their wives in Islam. So how can you look at all these factors and say Islam gave rights to women? That is not true. That is false. And that is a lie. And it should be exposed.
And also, uh, Islam allows Muslims to have sex slaves. They can have
Exactly.
sex with female slaves, and they can even sell them. So how they respect women, I don't know how they can claim such things.
Yes, and exactly, and this is why we should say these things so people in the West understand these things, because people in the West don't understand this. And we have people like Muhammad Hijab and all these imams that say, oh, women are so valued in Islam. No, they are not. What are you talking about? And we have some stupid idiots, people that were born here, just sitting there and listening. And I'm like, there someone needs to say something about this. And I'm the person that is saying something about this. And the problem is, I need more people like me. And the reason why I'm doing this is because I want more people to come out and speak against Islam. And people are scared to speak against Islam because you know how Muslims are. You disrespect their religion, you get death threats, people want to come and kill you. And it has happened to many people, Salman Rushdie, many other people, you hear on the news that were stabbed for killing, speaking about Muhammad. And this should never be okay in society. I don't understand why we normalized you know, getting death threats if you speak about Islam. That should never be ever normal, especially in a Western society. And we all know what happens in Pakistan and Afghanistan if you speak about Muhammad and Islam. They'll kill you straight away. They'll behead you. So this is
Right,
not a normal thing. This should never be normal.
right, very true. Uh, what was the reaction of your family when they come to know that you left Islam, and how are they now?
They are good. My parents are luckily very liberal. They are not even Muslim themselves, I wouldn't say. They don't pray, but they have some belief in God and religion, and it's because Islam is what they were taught as a kid. In order for them to be spiritual, they go back to Islam. But I told them what I'm telling you now. You don't need Islam to be spiritual. You do not need Islam or any other religion to be spiritual. Being spiritual is just being connected to your own heart, your own mind, and to God. So meditate. Praying is just basically meditation. So what do you do when you pray? You meditate, you focus in words, and you repeat positive affirmations over and over. That's Praying is just basically meditation. So you can actually meditate, which is the same as praying. Okay? And yeah, my family, luckily, I have a liberal family, so they take it very well and they are supporting me in what I do.
Okay. Uh, have you been to Iran after you left Islam and after starting your activism?
No,
Do you think you can go back to Iran?
no.
Oh man. So you know you cannot go back to Iran.
Yes, and I don't want to anyway.
Oh, you don't want to go. That's good. So
Uh,
how is uh, Islam in Iran now? Because from few years we have seen that people there protesting against the hijab and they want to be free. We have seen so many things going in Iran. So what exactly is going on in Iran? Are people living Islam? Because we have seen reports where it was we come to know that 50,000 mosques are on the verge of shutting down because there are no people who are who will go and pray in the mosque. What's going
um,
on in Iran?
in Iran, because we have a dictator government that tries to push Islam onto people, people start to hate Islam. Like I can guarantee you, 90% of Iranians, they don't see themselves as Muslim. Because Iran.
90%.
Yes, yes, because I'm telling you, in a recent poll, they asked people, and 60% said they're not Muslim anymore. I think it's actually a lot higher. But even because look, they're not Arab. Iranians are Persian, yeah?
Hmm.
And Persians had their own religion before Islam, which was called Zoroastrianism, which was, created by Cyrus the Great. And Islam comes to Iran and they basically force Islam onto people. They kill people, they behead people, they rape women, and they say if you don't believe in Islam, we will kill you. So it takes centuries for Iran to become Muslim. But the underlying factor is that Iranians were never Muslim. They just became Muslim out of fear, right? And now, because of the Islamic Republic and all the crimes Islamic Republic has committed against its own people, most people in Iran, I speak to my friends, they hate Islam. They hate Islam and they swear at Muhammad, they swear at the Quran. And I don't think any other population in the world hates Islam as much as Iranians do.
Oh, that's a very good news actually.
Yes, yes, they hate it so much. They probably hate it just as much as the Indians do, if not more. Because Islam and the Islamic Republic ruined Iran in the last 44 years, killed many innocent people, killed many women for not wearing the hijab, lashed many people for drinking alcohol or having sex outside of marriage, throw many people in jail for just speaking against the Islamic regime. So people in Iran, they are oppressed, but they are scared because this regime will kill people. They don't care about you. You speak against them, they will kill you. So behind closed doors, everyone is swearing at Islam and swearing at the Islamic Republic, but no one is brave enough to come out and say it.
So my question is, as you said, 90% of Iranians are ex-Muslim because
No,
they
no,
hate it.
90%, 90% are against the Islamic Republic. I would say that. I think maybe 60 or 70% are not Muslim. They don't practice, they don't pray. And if you ask them, they probably say they are not. I would say 60 or 70.
So,
Yes.
so those 30%, 60% are ex-Muslims, and the other 30% are against the Islamic Republic. That means they are against Islam because this lashing and
Mhm,
giving punishment for not wearing hijab and killing people, it's
mhm.
all because of Islam. So if they are
Yes,
against the Islamic Republic, that means they are against Islam. So that means
yes,
they
yes.
are ex-Muslim. So my question is, 60% or 70% or 90%, if
Mhm,
the percentage is so high, if the numbers
mhm,
are so high, is there no possibility that these people, these 90% people, wipe
mhm,
out the current government or the
mhm,
people who are on authority and
mhm,
change Iran?
mhm.
Because 90% is very high.
Yes, but you have to understand that Iran is a dictatorship. And they will look, yes, 90% of people are against the regime, but the 10% that aren't have all the guns, they have all the money, they have all the power. So the 10% can easily kill the 90% if they want to. So that is the problem. The
So you think
10%,
there is, yeah, yeah.
yeah.
Please go ahead.
So this
Complete
is the
yours.
problem. In Iran, they don't care about people. They kill people. Their own public are disposable. So the regime has killed millions of people in 44 years. Millions,
Hmm.
and millions like myself have fled Iran. I think more than 10 million people fled Iran, and millions in Iran are being killed, and millions want to leave, but they cannot. Why they can't? Because they don't have money, because the economy is very bad in Iran at the moment, so no one even has money to escape, or they are scared because even if they go by the ground routes and they catch them, they will probably kill them.
So is there no solution for it? Like if 90% are
There
ex-Muslims
is a
or not?
solution. Look, there is a solution, but we need three different things. And we have to keep in mind that it was America and Britain that brought Islamic Republic to power. Okay? And when they got into power, they backstabbed the West. But I don't want to talk about that. But you have to realize that the colonialism of the British and the American played a huge role in Iran having a revolution in 1979. There is a solution now. And the solution is that we must have a powerful Western leader like Trump to kill the heads of state in Iran. These are people, the heads of Sepah, heads of Basij, Khamenei himself, the people around him. They need to be assassinated, just the way Trump killed Soleimani, Qasem Soleimani. And then combine that with pressure on their military capabilities, nuclear facilities, and encouraging Iranians to protest. So we need these three things. And Joe Biden is such an incompetent president that as soon as he got into power, he strengthened the Islamic Republic. And that's why we had the attacks in Palestine and Israel. So the whole thing goes back to Iran, because Iran is the country that is sponsoring Hamas, sponsoring Hezbollah, and sponsoring Houthis. So the whole world is on a standstill because of the terrorists in Iran. So it is even in America's interest. We need to get rid of the Islamic Republic of Iran. It's better for Iranians and it's better for the whole world. Okay? And we need to come. But then the problem is the West and the UK up to this point haven't done anything about them. Yeah, they put sanctions on them, but sanctions is not going to work. You need strategic military action and strategic empowering of people for them to be brave enough to cause a revolution.
ओ यार, ये बड़े ही जबरदस्त बात कही है यूनुस भाई ने। 90% एक्स मुस्लिम्स है, मतलब 60% तो कंफर्म एक्स मुस्लिम है, जो 30% है वो इसके गवर्नमेंट के अगेंस्ट पे है, लेकिन डर की वजह से वो लोग इतना खुल के नहीं आ सकते, क्योंकि ये जो 10% है दे उनके पास वो पावर है कि वो 90% को इजीली दबा सकते हैं, और दबा के उन्होंने रखा भी है। तो मैंने इनसे पूछा कि भाई फिर कोई रास्ता है क्या, नहीं है, क्योंकि 90% लोग ही अगर नहीं मानते हैं तो कुछ तो होना चाहिए फिर। तो इन्होंने एक सोल्यूशन दिया कि भाई अमेरिका को, यूएसए को चाहिए, जैसे ट्रम्प है, उनको चाहिए कि ये इनके जो बड़े-बड़े सीधा उनको असैसिनेट करवा दो। खत्म करवा दो, ताकि जो है ना फिर वहां पे ये सारी चीजें वहां से हट जाए। ये आइडिया बड़ा जबरदस्त लगा मेरे को, लेकिन कितना पॉसिबल है वो तो हमें नहीं पता, और होगा क्या नहीं होगा ये भी हमें नहीं पता। लेकिन ये बात है कि 90% अगर वो निकल चुके हैं तो ये हमारे लिए बहुत बड़ी बात है, क्योंकि हम अभी तक जो है वो 40% 50% में हम खेल रहे थे। लेकिन यूनुस भाई खुद ईरान से बिलोंग करते हैं, अभी नहीं है ईरान में, लेकिन वहाँ के हालात इनको पता है, क्योंकि कई सारे उनके दोस्त हैं वहाँ पे जो इनको अपडेट्स देते रहते हैं। तो इनको बेहतर पता है कि वहाँ ग्राउंड लेवल पे लोगों का लोगों का जो बिलीफ सिस्टम है वो क्या है। तो लेट्स सी कि भाई वहां पे क्या चेंजेस आगे आने वाले दिनों में दिखेंगे हमें, क्योंकि अगर जो अवाम है वही उस चीज को गलत मानती है तो कुछ ना कुछ चेंजेस तो आना चाहिए, कुछ ना कुछ तो होना चाहिए। Many people are asking, like the question on the screen, once Sharma is telling, Sahil bhai, ask him, is Zoroastrianism making comeback among Iranians?
Yes, because our calendar is full of celebration. Because Zoroastrianism is a very fun religion, very fun, very open. It's not like Islam at all. It's like almost the opposite of Islam. And we have Nowruz, which is our new year, which is the first day of spring. So around 20th of March, we have our new year, which is the first day of spring. And these things are being celebrated in Iran to this day. Even though the Islamic Republic tried to get rid of it, they couldn't, and people still do it to this day. We have like Shab Yalda, which is the longest night of the year. We have celebrations there, and we have many cultures and many, Iranians, real Iranians. They don't pay much attention to Islam anyway, and I don't think religion and politics should mix. However, as a religion that would be like the official religion of a country, Zoroastrianism is still the main one. People might not practice it, but all the different occasions and all the different dates in the calendar that we have that people do something like Charshanbe Suri, Shabi Yalda, Nowruz, people still celebrate, and nobody even cares about Eid. Like Nowruz is a much bigger celebration than Eid. Nobody cares about Eid in Iran, but everyone celebrates Nowruz. So I think definitely yes. If I'm one day,
शायद इनका कनेक्शन आउट हुआ है। मेरी आवाज आ रही है? लगता है यूनुस साहब का कनेक्शन में कुछ प्रॉब्लम है। यार भाई लोग, मेरी आवाज आ रही है? जल्दी कंफर्म करो। अच्छा, मेरी आ रही है। ओके,
आ रही आवाज आ रही है।
हाँ, अच्छा भाई लोग, ये जो अभी यूनुस साहब ने बोला है असैसिनेशन के बारे में, या जो भी पॉलिटिकल बातें की है, ये इनका पर्सनल व्यू है। चैनल का इससे कोई लेना देना नहीं है, क्योंकि आप लोगों को पता है, और यहाँ पे नीचे जो है वो डिस्क्लेमर भी चल रहा है कि जो भी गेस्ट आके जो बातें करता है वो उसका पर्सनल व्यू होता है। जरूरी नहीं कि मैं या जो हमारा जो चैनल है वो उस चीज
Oh,
को मानता हो या उस चीज को सब्सक्राइब करता हो। सो
sorry,
इट्स
you
टोटली,
cut off.
या
What happened?
yeah, I think there was some connection issue at your end. So I was just telling people that, whatever you said is your personal view, and not the view of this channel about the assassination and other thing. तो ये चीज मैंने क्लियर कर दी है. So you were telling something and your connection was down.
Yeah, so I was saying people in Iran, they still only celebrate Zoroastrianism. They don't celebrate any of the Islamic. So deep down in their hearts in Iran, people are still more Zoroastrian than Muslim.
अच्छा, एक बात इन्होंने बड़ी जबरदस्त ये कही है कि जब हमने जोरास्ट्रियनिज्म के बारे में इनसे पूछा, तो उसमें जो इनका न्यू ईयर डे होता है, नाम बताया था, मेरे जहन में नहीं आ रहा है वो नाम। तो वहां के जो लोग हैं वो ईद को इतना इम्पोर्टेंस नहीं देते, हालांकि वो मुस्लिम है, सो कॉल्ड मुस्लिम। उसके बावजूद उनके नजदीक ईद की वो इम्पोर्टेंस नहीं है। नौरूज, थैंक यू सो मच मुफ्ती अमीर शाह। नौरोज, तो ईद की इतनी इंपॉर्टेंस नहीं है, ईद को इतना वो सेलिब्रेट नहीं करते जितना कि वो लोग इस जोरास्ट्रियनिज्म का जो फेस्टिवल है नौरोज, उसको सेलिब्रेट करते हैं। तो आप सोचिए कि वहां के लोगों के अंदर कितना चेंजेस आ गया है। और यहाँ पे हमारे जो मुसल्टे हजरात है, सस्ते अरब है, उनके लिए तो ईद तो ऐसी हो गई जैसे कि भाई कुछ ऊपर से अल्लाह ही दिख रहा है उस दिन। लेकिन वहां का ऐसा मामला नहीं है। वहां लोगों की पूरी जो मेंटालिटी है, थिंकिंग है इस्लाम को लेके, वो टोटली चेंज हो गई है। और मेरी तो यही मनोकामना होगी कि हमारे यहाँ के जो सस्ते अरब है, हिंदुस्तान के, पाकिस्तान के, बांग्लादेश के, ये हमारे सस्ते अरब जो है, ये भी इन चीजों को समझे और इस कल्ट से, इस गंदगी से बाहर निकले। और जैसे कि जो ईरान एक्चुअली पर्शियन लोगों का था, जोरास्ट्रियनिज्म का था, और वो उन चीजों पे वापस जा रहे हैं, उसी तरीके से हमारे यहाँ के जो सस्ते अरब है, फेक अरब है, उनको भी चाहिए कि ये बाहर के जो ट्रेडिशन है, कल्चर है, और वो भी गंदी चीजें, गंदी सोच जो देता है, उससे बाहर निकल के जो हमारी भारत की संस्कृति है, यहाँ की जो मान्यता है, उस पे वो आए, ताकि हमारा देश, हमारा भारत भी एक बेहतर, हर किसी लोग, हर हर कोई लोगों के लिए एक सुकून वाली जगह बन जाए। क्योंकि आप देख रहे हैं कुछ ना कुछ चलते ही रहता है। अभी वो हल्द्वानी का जो मामला है वो चल रहा है, उधर इलीगल मदरसे को अ, तोड़ने के लिए गए, वहां पे तो क्या हुआ हम सबने 2 दिन से हम देख ही रहे हैं। तो ये सारी चीजें जो है वो कहाँ से आ रही है? इस गंदगी से आ रही है। ये गंदी सोच जो देता है ये मजहब, ये कल्ट, इस वजह से ये सारी चीजें आ रही है। तो जैसे ईरान के लोग चेंज हुए हैं, उनको समझ में आया है, उसी तरीके से हमारे यहाँ के, हमारे जो लोग हैं वो भी थोड़ा गौर फिक्र करे, तो उनको भी समझ में आएगा कि इसमें कोई फायदा नहीं, इसमें नुकसान ही नुकसान है। अगर यूनुस साहब के लिए आपके पास कोई सवाल है, तो आप सुपर चैट के जरिए से वो सवाल रख सकते हैं, मैं इनसे पूछूंगा। और उसके बाद जो है फिर हम नेक्स्ट जो हमारा सेशन है डिस्कशन का, उसकी तरफ जाएंगे। और आप सभी लोगों से फिर से रिक्वेस्ट है कि यूनुस साहब का जो चैनल है, यूट्यूब चैनल, लिंक आपको स्क्रीन पे दिख रहा होगा, उसको सब्सक्राइब करें। और
Yeah.
जो इनका इंस्टा पेज है उसको भी सब्सक्राइब करें।
Yeah.
Yunus, what
Yes.
is the aim of your channel, both on YouTube and the Insta page?
So I want to enlighten people. So it's not just about Islam. I want people to realize that so much of the things that we hear or see as a child by the school system, by the news, is just a programming. Islam is just one programming. Okay? We should get rid of this programming. We should escape the matrix. Okay? And that's why I made these hoodies. I don't know if you can say. And this cap, you can see it on unisrocks.com. So this eye signifies the third eye, the eye of consciousness. Because so much of the things we see or hear is just a programming, and it will lead to us misleading us.
तो दोस्तों, जैसा कि आपने सुना कैसे ईरानी मोमिन ने अपनी पूरी स्टोरी बताई कि कैसे वो इस्लाम धर्म से तंग आकर इस्लाम धर्म को छोड़ ही दिया। तो कैसा लगा ये डिबेट कमेंट बॉक्स में बताएं। मिलते हैं अगले वीडियो में। थैंक यू।